Hello, welcome back to another video on astrology. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the effects of the moon if it happens to be in your 6th house. I'll be referring to Bhrigu Sutram, which has been translated by Dr G S Kapoor, and I'll be referring to this book. If you want to buy this book online, you can always get it from Ranjan Publications. So whenever I use the positions of planets in any of my videos, I'm actually referring only to the Bhava chart or the Chalit chart. In case you have not been introduced to the concepts of the Bhava chart, please refer to my earlier videos. And in case you want to cast your Bhava chart using a computer software, then the best one available right now is Jagannatha Ghorah, and with a click of a button you can cast your Bhava chart. This does not mean that you can do away with the Rashi chart, because it is from the Rashi chart that you can actually know whether the moon in your horoscope is exalted or debilitated, or is it in its Mula Trikona, in its own sign, is it afflicted by malefics, which are the planets that are aspecting the moon. All this is to be known only from the Rashi chart. So let's move on to the green board and discuss the effects of the moon as seen in your horoscope. So here we are back to the green board. So I have kept a horoscope ready for you with the ascendant on Gemini, Mithuna Lagna, and the moon debilitated in the 6th Bhava. If you wonder why I have started with this ascendant, the reason for that is I've already done a video on moon in the 6th house long time back, and in that video I have discussed the horoscope of Albert Einstein. So you can search this on the YouTube channel. In that video, I have dealt with the stomach ailments that Albert Einstein suffered throughout his life. That is just one of the points being discussed by sage Bhrigu under the moon in the 6th house. But in this video, I'll be taking it up elaborately. Therefore, let's look at the other possibilities. The ascendant in Cancer, the moon in Sagittarius. Quite a huge difference, because in spite of the fact that the moon continues to be in the 6th house, it's quite different because the moon is no more debilitated. Throughout this series, I've been discussing this way only to remind you that you must not expect the same results with different kinds of moon in the 6th house. So now let's shift one more time. Now this is a moon in the sign of Saturn, and this isn't good because Saturn does not like the moon. And then we have another situation with Virgo ascendant and moon in the 6th house. So whenever the 11th lord sits in the 6th house, the person has severe stomach problems, digestion problems, because it is the 11th lord in the 6th, and by consuming certain kinds of food or liquids, he will hurt his stomach a lot. He may also suffer from acid reflux. Now this is a different situation where the moon is exalted. So whenever the moon is big and bright in the sky and exalted and strong in Shadbala, you must not give too much of importance to the challenges that the moon in the 6th is expected to give. Now this is another situation, same moon in the 6th house, and this is good because the moon is the lord of the 6th in the 6th. So because the moon is in its own sign, surely this 6th house moon will not be that much of a problem. This is another case of the moon in the 6th house. One more example, and this is the last one. Let's go back to the first example where we had the moon in the 6th house. So the reason for keeping it here is you can always remember Albert Einstein as we go through this video. Now the first thing that sage Bhrigu says about the moon in the 6th house is Adhika. Adhika means more. Daridhya-dehi. The translator says the native will be poor and of diseased body. But I think there might be a mistake here. I'm not very sure, but he isn't talking about poverty, but he seems to be referring to an impoverished condition of the body. Maybe appears poor, like Albert Einstein, the unkempt hair and the wrinkled dress. And he's also said that most of the time he never wore his socks. I'm just giving you this example so you'll remember that the moon in the 6th house, the person may look poor. So poverty in terms of the physical condition. Then the next line is Shad-trimshad-varshey, that is 36th year, Vidhva-Sangami, union with a widow. Tatra Papa-Yuthey Heena-Papa-Karaha. He adds a conditions apply. If the moon is associated with a malefic, the native will indulge in sinful deeds. This is very clear because Papa means cruel deeds or sinful deeds. Another conditions apply is Rahu-Ketu-Yuthey Artha-Heenah. If the moon in the sixth is also afflicted further by Rahu and Ketu, for example, if you have Rahu here, then surely you must be having Ketu here. Whenever we talk about conjunction, please keep an eye on the degrees and find out whether they are very close or there's a huge distance between Rahu and the moon. So always write down the degrees along with the grahas or the planets to make sure that you don't make a mistake. So if Rahu or Ketu is with the moon, then he says the person will lose a lot of wealth. Then he says Ghorah. Now Ghorah actually may mean looking fierce or frightening or terrible, etc. But I think the translator forgot about this word here, Shatru-kalahavan. So here he translates this as dangerous enemies and will be quarrelsome. So if you read about Albert Einstein, you will find out who were his enemies and what he was frightened about. The next word is Sahodara-Heenah. Sahodara is brothers and sisters co-bonds, and Hina means shortage or weakness or some other problem associated with the co-bonds. The next word is Agni-Mandhyadhi-rogi. So when I looked up in spokensanskrit.de, the website gave me this page. I'm showing that to you. So it says dyspepsia and the slowness of digestion. You could read this as less fire in the stomach, not able to digest. And this was one of the major problems that Albert Einstein went through all through his life. So the person having the moon in the sixth house is expected to have a weak digestion. And following the weak digestion, a whole set of disease comes in. Tataka kupadishu. Tataka kupadishu jaladi-gandaha. Jaladi-gandaha is through the water, through the liquids. Ganda means a particular astrological time during which a person is prone to injury or accidents or near-death situation. So when I looked up in spokensanskrit.de, Tataka is lake, pond and pool. And as we expected, Dr. G S Kapoor translates this as, in this disposition, watery places like ponds, wells may prove dangerous for his life. Then a condition applies, Papa-Yuthey rogavan. Now here he says, if moon has other problems, not just being in the sixth house, but maybe it is weak or it is afflicted by malefics, like we already showed you in case where Rahu is with the moon, or maybe Saturn is with the moon. Then he says rogavan, or that means this person will be always unhealthy, sick and diseased. Then he says Sheena-Chandre. Sheena means weakening or waning, the waning moon. Whatever challenges that has been attributed to the moon in the sixth house will be completely and fully experienced by the person. The last line is Shubha-Yuthey Balavan Arogi. Arogi is the opposite of diseased person, so healthy. So the translator says if the moon is in conjunction with a benefic, the native will have a strong constitution and will be free from diseases. We have come to the end of this video. In case you have any doubts, please type them out in the comment section. And whenever I find the time, I'll answer them for you. And see you soon in my next video.